Oh, for God's sake, will you get on with the review?
Sorry. Such a good theme, though.
Review?
Yeah, right, Indiana Jones.
So right off the bat, I just gotta say how weird this is. In all my time reviewing movies on YouTube, I've never gotten around to Mr. Steven Spielberg. And what better film ever to start off with than the movie that spawned what is, in my opinion, the quintessential action-adventure franchise. And it all began back in 1980, when hot off Star Wars, George Lucas was approached by Mr. Spielberg with a proposition.
Okay, George, got an idea for a collaborative project. What do you say to a movie where a fedora-wearing dude takes on the Nazis to find a magic box that does nothing but kill anyone who looks inside it? Oh, we're gonna name him after your dog. His weapon of choice is that of a dominatrix, and there's also a monkey that can Heil Hitler.
Well,
Fantastic! I'll greenlight production.
And thus, Raiders of the Lost Ark was born, the film that made us all question why a man afraid of snakes would choose to carry around something that looks just like a snake. But it's also the film that inspired both other films and the people watching.
You know when you're a kid and you ask what you want to do when you grow up? Well, because of my love of Indiana Jones, I actually wanted to be an archaeologist. But of course I then realised how comparatively unexciting said profession was, so I decided to get into filmmaking. Only to realise how demanding a profession that is, so I instead set up a review and shit in my bedroom. God bless YouTube. So enough stalling, let's don our leather jackets and fedoras. Even though we cannot hope to pull this look off as well as Harrison Ford, let alone in 2017, this is Raiders of the Lost Ark. So the film begins with, whoa! Extreme close-up on the back door bongos there, Steve.
you got a great ass!
So we join one Indiana Jones on an excursion in South America. It's a bit of a broad location description there, guys. It's like saying Harry Potter's set in Europe. Yeah, and? Well, regardless of wherever the hell this is, we see that in tow with Indy is a man by the name of Satipo, played by...
Senor, nobody's come out of there alive.
Hey, Doc Ock's in this movie, that kicks ass! Yeah, this is actually Alfred Molina's first film role, and this scene is actually his very first day on set. Now, taking that into account, take a look at what they made the poor guy do. Wow, way to pick on the new guy. I mean, how the hell did you convince him to have a dozen bloody tarantulas pawed all over him? Well, a bit of the old purple Urkel makes you capable of some pretty insmartable shit. Hey, are you trying to say that Alfred Molina was high on set? About as high as Seth Rogen at a hippie concert. I mean, look at his face. That man is baked. Huh, now that you mention it. Okay, so Indy and Satipo make their way through a cave, overcoming many laid out traps. Wait a minute. Shark flying projectiles, unstable places to swing, tarantulas? If I didn't know any better, I'd say this place was laid out by a prehistoric psychopathic Kevin McAllister.
You guys give up, or you're thirsty for more?
So after bypassing some pressure plates, Indy finds the golden idol he's been looking for. Now all he needs to do is swap it for something of equal weight. You know, Indy, I don't think a bag of sand is going to be quite as heavy as a statue seemingly made of solid gold. I mean, that thing could be heavier than your mama for all we know.
Hey! Bite my glorious golden ass!
So yeah, Indy fucks up as stats begin to fly. Whoa!
Give me the whip. Throw me the idol. Throw me the idol. I throw you the whip. Give me the whip.
Butterfingers.
But Indy manages to get across regardless, as we find out Satipo actually regretted leaving Indy behind. Just something in the back of his head told him not to.
Adios, Subito.
But Indy's not out of trouble yet, for he's landed slap bang in the middle of what I can only describe as a Crash Bandicoot stage. Alright, here we go.
What have I got?
Nice, one more for an extra life. Get him. Yeah, in your face, Elena. But Indy has just escaped one shitty situation and landed in another, for his companion from before is suffering from minor back pain.
Everybody do the flop!
So it turns out this botched acupuncture treatment was courtesy of this gentleman. Meet Rene Bollock.
Belloc.
Noted. Well, this guy's an archaeologist too, and is quick to take the idol out of Indy's hands. But as he turns to the tribe, Indy embraces its inner spirit animal. Meep meep.
Run, bitch! Run!
Start the engine! Man, these guys really want him dead, don't they?
We will destroy you before you make Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
So Indy and his pilot manage a daring escape, but in the plane, Indy notices something you'd think he would have seen on his flight in.
There's a big snake in the plane, Jock!
Huh. Well, I never thought I could make this reference in a way that made sense, but...
I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane!
God bless you, unbelievably specific circumstances.
Come on, show a little backbone, will ya?
So we later arrive in San Francisco as Indy is back at work as an archaeological lecturer. But being one hell of a good-looking guy in a college full of young, impressionable bachelorettes has its problems. Nice problems, but problems.
However, Chamber 3 was undisturbed, and the undisturbed chamber and the grave goods that were found in another, in the area give us
You know, you might be under the impression that Indy's reacting to the love you sign on this chick's eyelids, but he's not. He's actually perplexed by how she switched seats in such a short space of time.
What the hell?
So class is dismissed as Indy's good friend Brody pops along to let him know two government officials are waiting for him, for they have a top secret mission for the professor.
Dr. Jones, now, you must understand that this is all strictly confidential.
Hey, guys, if this meeting is so confidential, you might want to try a more confidential setting.
You see, over the last 2 years, the Nazis have had teams of archaeologists running around the world looking for all kinds of religious artifacts.
Wait a minute. That bald guy looks familiar.
I'm going in. Cover me, Porkins.
I'm right with you, Red 3.
Motherfucking Porkins!
However, an Egyptian pharaoh invaded the city of Jerusalem around about 980 BC, and he may have taken the ark back to the city of Tanis and hidden it in a secret chamber called the Well of Souls.
Secret chamber.
Yeah, he's just cranky Han didn't show up earlier in the Death Star fight. I mean, look, Han's even drawing the Death Star with the laser beam coming out of it, just to add salt to the wound. I mean, look at it!
Coincidence? I think not!
But you gotta admire this scene. I mean, Harrison Ford comes alive here. You truly get a sense how passionate Indy is about his work. I mean, look at the poses the guy makes mid-sentence. I'm half expecting the dude to do a bloody dance number.
They call me Cuba Pete. I'm the king of a rumba beat. When I play the maracas, I go chick chicky boom, chick chicky boom.
And if you put the staff in a certain place at a certain time of day, the sun shone through here and made a beam that came down on the floor here and gave you the exact location of the Well of the Souls.
Where the Ark of the Covenant was kept, right?
Which is exactly what the Nazis
we got one, we got a Harrison Ford point.
It's time to duel!
You weak, pathetic fool.
Fuck you! Fuck you! You're cool! Objection!
Have a point.
Shut the fuck up, you
Well,
Shut it!
Okay, so long story short, Indy's got to find the Lost Ark of the Covenant before the Nazis do. But first, he needs the headpiece to the Staff of Ra, which is apparently in the possession of Indy's old college professor, Abner Ravenwood. so Indy's quick to pack. But he is American, he has to have the essentials.
Besides, you know what a cautious fellow I am.
Yes, cautious enough to throw a loaded gun you didn't even check to see was empty.
Put that thing away, you're gonna get us all killed!
So Indy gets on a plane heading for Nepal to track down Abner. But once we reach Nepal, we see there's a contest of sorts going on.
Okay, and welcome back to the 1936 Get Sloshed or You Drop competition. We've reached the semi-final, Marion Ravenwood of the United States versus Minchhead Magoo of Great Britain. Joining me today to commentate on this historic event is none other than the illustrious and incomparable Couch Tomato.
Happy to be here, Suspect, and what an important matchup we have for you today. Our contestants are seated in second and third respectively, and the winner of today's match will go on to face Boris Yeltsin of Russia for the grand prize, a brand new liver.
We've reached class 14, up next is Magoo. Minchhead beat Ernest Hemingway in the quarterfinals to be here today. Can he make it to the final?
Only the most dedicated of pissheads go to the top, Suspect. Let's see what he can do.
Oh, he's done it. He is holding on and...
And Mr. Magoo goes down! Ravenwood has done it! It's highway robbery in Nepal!
Ravenwood is through to the grand final of Get Sloshed or You Drop 1936.
Stay tuned for the final tomorrow night here on NTV. Don't you miss it!
So the bar clears out as Indy arrives. However, Abner, as it turns out, is dead. So he asks his daughter Marion instead.
$3,000.
Well, that will get me back, but not in style.
I can get you another 2 when we get to the States.
Ha! Harrison Ford knows all well how that scam works. You know, paying up front for a trip and then paying the rest on arrival.
We can pay you $2,000 now, plus 15 when we reach Alderaan.
3 days later.
Our position's correct, except no Alderaan.
We're in the money. We're in the money. We're in the money.
But Marion's playing hard to get as she blows Indy off. As a Nazi major by the name of Toad shows up looking for the medallion too.
Good evening, Fräulein.
Well, he looks like a respectable gentleman.
What do you want?
The same thing your friend Dr. Jones wanted. Surely he told you there would be other interested parties.
Must have slipped his mind.
The man is nefarious.
Wow, this guy is the definition of slimy. I feel like someone like T.J. Miller needs to give him a visit just to make sure he's aware of his current situation.
I am sorry, you are haunting. Your face is the stuff of nightmares.
Oh, almost certainly.
You look like the inside of other people's assholes.
But the Major is a rather impatient gentleman, so he proposes a trade. The medallion for a hot poker in the face.
Wait. I'll tell you everything.
Yes, I know you will.
So this is what Harry Potter will look like if the Sorting Hat put him in Slytherin. But luckily, Indy was hanging around, for some reason, as a gunfight ensues. Whoa! Is it just me or is that gun have some serious kick? Believe it or not, I happen to have a replica of Indy's gun right here. Sorry. Look at this guy. He's like he's channeling Eddie Murphy. So Marion grabs the medallion as she decides to tag along with Indy to Cairo. There, Indy meets up with a lovable chap named Salah, played by Gimli himself, John Rhys Davies. Oh, and there's an uninvited guest present too.
What is this? Where did this animal come from?
Monkey!
I knew the Germans would hire you, Sala. You're the best digger in Egypt.
Well, he is a dwarf.
Great miners and craftsmen of the mountain halls.
Indy, there is something that troubles me.
Why did they cast me as an Arab? I'm fucking Welsh.
It is as if the pharaohs had returned.
So later in the day, Indy, Marion and the monkey decide to hit the marketplace, as the monkey decides to, hang on a minute.
Hey, what's going on here? Who's the monkey?
I am as equally intrigued.
Yes.
Yeah.
The monkey is an undercover Nazi spy. I was not aware Hitler turned to the animal kingdom for new recruits. But who's to say what other animals he wanted serving? Yeah, I want a monkey that can hire Hitler, a cat that could wear an SS uniform, and a parrot that could recite the passage from Mein Kampf. Marke shits! So the chimpan Nazi alerts the Germans as Indy and Marion face off against a bunch of hired goons. Now, what kind of madman would I be not to show this classic scene? But for my review, I've decided to tamper with it a bit. I present Star Wars The Force Awakens, alternate ending.
Han Solo. I've been waiting for this day for a
But whilst Indy was busy knocking off these knockoff Arabian Nights, Marion gets taken as Indy chases after her and he inadvertently kills her. Marion, no! Oh, she's over there. Well, what's left of her. So Indy, just devastated over the loss of Marion, proceeds to drink about microliters worth of whiskey, but it looks like Indy is about to be reunited with an old friend. Yep, it's Bollock.
Belloc.
Whatever, as the Frenchman divulges what he has to gain from his hunt for the Ark.
Jones, do you realize what the Ark is? It's a transmitter. It's a radio for speaking to God. And it's within my reach.
A radio, huh? You know, I wonder how that line would change if radios were set in modern day. Jones, do you not realize what the Ark is? It's like God's motherfucking iPhone. And on it is everything. Jesus' Twitter handle, Heaven's Wi-Fi password, a Pokemon Go account with a caught Mewtwo. Oh, and speaking of which, I've yet to catch a Grimer. Any ideas where I should look?
Try the local sewer.
Oh, why didn't I think of that? Thanks, Indy. I'll be down there for a while, though. Gotta rack up those Grimer candy for a muck. Oh, by the by, you know how Ekin spelt backwards is snake? Try spelling muck backwards.
Now you're getting nasty.
I know. But with the help of some local kids, Indy gets brought back to Salah as a man with a peculiarly high-pitched voice has deciphered Marion's amulet.
Come, look here, look.
Look what I got in my fruity pebble cereal.
Come, sit down.
What is it?
This is a warning not to disturb the Ark of the Covenant.
It says trespassers will be burnt alive and have their internet search history revealed to the world.
This was the old way. This means 6 qadam high.
About 72 inches.
Wait!
Shut the fuck up!
And take back 1 qadam to honor the Hebrew God whose ark this is.
Man, what is it with these sudden gusts of wind popping up in these movies? I mean, it always shows up out of nowhere when it's dramatically convenient, doesn't it? I can't help but wonder if this theatrical wind would do more to hinder the characters. Like, can you imagine this sort of thing going down in the Luke Vader duel in episode 5?
Luke, I am your mom. Fucking Hollywood, I was about to do a thing. Melodramatic bastards.
So it turns out the Germans are digging in the wrong place, so Indy and Salah head to the map room in Tanis to find out the exact location of the Well of Souls. Hang on, Indy, just gotta translate these markings to make sure we're in the right place. And we are. So Indy gets the location, but as him and Salah try to get away, look who he comes across.
She's alive! Alive!
Oh, jeez, Indy, no, she just had poop-filled paws all over her face. Not to mention she's been gagged for what could have been days. Her mouth's gonna be drier than a nun's...
Silence!
Sorry. But Indy can't rescue her just yet, for if he does, the Nazis will start combing the desert for them. So he leaves her behind, hires some help, and gets to work uncovering the Well of Souls.
We dig, 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 in our mind the whole day through. To dig, 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 dig is what we like to do.
And the hard work pays off as they hit stone during the night. And after Indy plays midwife for a second, push! Salah proceeds to ask a question only a high person would ask.
Indy, why does the floor move?
I'm sorry, that's going to be like my favourite line from the movie. Suspect, why does the floor move? Probably the dozen or so Vicodin pills you popped last night. Woo! Look at me! I'm fucking Wayne Gretzky! Oh. So, whilst Indy and Salah enter the snake-filled Well of Souls, which in hindsight doesn't look anything like a well, we see Marion's been brought back to Belcock.
Belloc.
Whatever, as he attempts to woo her with a gift.
You're not my friends. However, with the right connections, even in this part of the world, we are not entirely uncivilized.
Wait a minute. Captive woman is asked to wear a dress as she dines with the villain of the film and also has horrendous table manners? You know, I go on about how much Bruckheimer ripped this scene off, but I'm more interested by another film's similarities. You know, French guy buys a woman a dress as she proceeds to show it off. Doesn't sound familiar? Okay, here you go.
Wow, you look so sexy, Lisa.
Isn't it fabulous?
I would do anything for my girl.
Even Tommy Wiseau got inspired by this movie. That shows you how universally appealing Raiders is. So Marion and Renee proceed to get wasted. Again, sound familiar?
I'm tired, I'm wasted. I love you, darling.
But before Marion can make her escape, guess who shows up?
We meet again, Fräulein. You Americans, you're all the same. Always overdressing for the wrong occasions.
Says the guy wearing a three-piece suit in the middle of a desert.
No.
What's the Wi-Fi password?
What shall we talk about?
Oh, I have an idea. How about less talk, more should I? I mean, seriously, it's supposed to be the middle of the night. Don't these guys ever sleep? Well, as it turns out, this actually wouldn't move the plot along, as our astute French archaeologist Pillock noted. Spots Indy's group bringing the Ark up to the surface as the Nazis quickly corner our heroes and throw Marion down the well for good measure. Marion's got herself in a very dangerous situation. Don't worry, Marion, I'll save you. You're welcome. So Indy and Marion are trapped, and seeing as how they're lacking a Parseltongue dictionary, they've got to find a way out fast.
How the hell are we gonna get out of here?
I'm working on it,
Well, whatever you're doing, do it faster!
We'll tie the snakes together and make a rope. But Indy's thinking a bit more like Kool-Aid Man as he gets on top of a pillar and breaks his way through the wall. No task is impossible. Me and my stuntman are unstoppable. So Indy and Marion manage to escape as they decide to sabotage a plane to prevent the Ark from leaving. I don't know how you get the Ark in that plane, but whatever. We got a kick-ass action scene to enjoy. Don't you just love it during these older action scenes where each punch has a musical sting to it? So Indy makes short work of the dude, but this guy makes short work of him. I'm sorry, but when writing this review, I can't stop laughing at this still frame from the movie. I mean, that is gold. It's the kind of image you'd see comedians trying to decipher on a late-night panel show.
But what does BGID stand for?
I think Indy's about to have a sudden realization. Bad guy isn't dinner.
I'm thinking it's a distress call. Balthazar Getty is in distress. Nah, that don't make sense.
Oh, I know what it is. It's a PSA for the zombie apocalypse. Biters galore, immunized daily.
Is it buffoon, nose, imaginary drumstick?
No. It's what Indy is thinking. It's, bald guy is delicious.
Things have gotten tough, haven't they?
Is it buff German incurs dengue fever?
Big goons in Denmark. Nah, that don't make sense either.
Bald gentleman imitates Dracula?
It does look strange, I'll give you that.
I got it. Give me a second. Best gratuitous cameo in this video.
So Indy continues to fight, but it's looking hopeless. He tries punching, kicking, and even spamming sand attack to lower his accuracy, but the dude persists. But here is the question we all want to know. Will he blend? Woo! Nazi smoke, don't breathe this. I just made a Will It Blend reference in 2017. No reference is too dated for this show. So Indy and Marion blow up the plane, so the Nazis decide to take the scenic route instead. Indy thinks fast though as he gets on a horse and actually catches up to them. Sorry, I call bullshit there. These guys literally have 50 times the horsepower you do. Who do you think you are, the Lone Ranger?
Hey-ho, Silver, away!
So Indy makes his way down to the convoy and goes all Grand Theft Auto Cairo on our asses. Huh, so stormtroopers in the real world have terrible aim too. Who knew? So Indy hijacks the truck as he proceeds to play a game of Whack-A-Nazi.
I've always loved you.
Is it just me, or did that truck just roar? Huh, I think you've got the wrong sound effect there, guys. I mean, what do you think, Hedwig? Absolutely. So Indy fends off most of the Nazis, but one dude is giving him extra trouble as he throws Indy out of the truck. But Indy actually clambers underneath said truck. Holy fuck, props to that stuntman. Well, what's the guy's name? Vic Armstrong? Dude, you got balls. Well, at least I hope you now do, because this next stunt I can only describe as 1930s gender reassignment surgery.
Mind the big rocks!
So Indy makes his way back, kicks a little more Nazi ass for good measure, and manages to bring the Ark back to Cairo. Salah is quick to arrange a boat ride to England, as now Indy can relax, while he is in exceptional care. Hey, Indy, chin up. Sorry.
Go away. Yes. Hurts. Ow.
Well, God damn it, Indy, where doesn't it hurt?
Here. Here. Here.
So the two get a good night's sleep, but something has Indy spooked the next morning.
What is it?
It's a gun, Marion, but that's not important right now.
So yeah, it didn't take long for a Nazi sub to show up. How they found the boat, I've no idea, as Indy quickly hides. Marion, however, didn't get the memo as quickly as the Nazis take her and the Ark back into custody. Indy, as quick on his feet as ever, follows and boats the submarine back to a Nazi base. But one thing about this scene here has always troubled me.
Wait a minute. Go back. Zoom in.
Holy crap! So Indy actually hung on to that submarine for seemingly about 500 miles without ever going inside? How the hell did he breathe? Unless, of course, the submarine never submerged, but doesn't that defeat the whole purpose of this kind of vessel? Never going underwater with a submarine would be like never going in the air in a plane.
Hi there.
Hi.
Mind if I cut in?
Sure.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, so Indy, as it turns out, is actually Aquaman, as he manages to grab a Nazi uniform and follows the Ark's party into a desert. But his rescue plan, I don't think he thought through.
Hello? I'm gonna blow up the Ark, Renee.
Surely you don't think you can escape from this island?
It depends on how reasonable we're all willing to be. All I want is the girl.
Okay, Jones. You in. Blow it up. Zurück! Zurück! Zurück!
Look, Renee, you're overthinking this. Just say, Dr. Jones, if you don't put down the RPG, I'll kill the girl. You have as leverage the very thing he came for. Give me the girl or I'll blow up the Ark. But if you blow up the Ark, you kill the girl.
What the hell were you thinking?
So the crew reach their destination as Indy and Marion are tied up. The ceremony gets underway, but what do the Nazis find within the Ark? Anakin Skywalker's worst nightmare. But that's just the start, as the Ark begins to spew friendly, welcoming ghosts. God is cool. Oh, holy foot scratch, that God has come to meet the sinners. Everybody panic! You know, is it weird of me? For that my first thought when watching this scene is how God would just kill it as a rave party host. But I gotta be critical of something here, and it regards the death of these three. Holy shit! What's this film rated again? What? You're having a fucking laugh, right? PG? P-fucking-G? You mean to tell me that a movie about a swinging man in his leotard is rated 12, and yet the movie that features a man's face literally melting down to his skull is a PG? The bloody BBFC website states that a PG film should not unsettle a child aged around 8 or older. I wouldn't feel comfortable showing an 8-year-old this. God, can you imagine if Kevin McAllister had opted for Raiders instead of Angels with Filthy Souls? The guy screams out for his mum when a guy gets killed with zero blood on show. If he watched Raiders, fuck me, the repercussions would have been disastrous. I find it hilarious, people, that on YouTube I am perfectly in the right to show you blood being drained out of a man's face. But a woman's nipple, I can't show you. We have failed as a race. Okay, so moving on, and please don't get me wrong, it's a fucking awesome scene, but that should be a 15 at least, seriously. Okay, so Indy and Marion survive the wrath of our gore porn loving god, as next they have to... well, hang on a minute.
How the fuck did you escape from this island?
Surely you don't think you can escape from this island?
Yeah, what he said. I mean, there'll still be a shitload of Nazis on it back at the submarine base, which as far as we know is the only way off the island. Ergo, Indy and Marion will have had to carry the Ark, seemingly miles back to the Nazi sub-base, find a boat of some kind, load the Ark onto it, and escape without being seen. Remember, there'll be no way of contacting the outside world. They are on their own here. Look, there's a common criticism of this movie, and it's thanks to this clip from The Big Bang Theory.
I defy you to find a story problem.
All right. Indiana Jones plays no role in the outcome of the story. Like, if he weren't in the film, it would turn out exactly the same. If he weren't in the movie, the Nazis would have still found the Ark, taken it to the island, opened it up, and all died. Just like they did.
It's true what she says. Indy doesn't really change anything in the story. Except in the scene we don't see. If Indy and Marion hadn't somehow gotten the Ark back to the US, the Nazis most likely will have sent a party to discover what happened to Renee's group. They'll have found out what happened, and then the Ark would have fallen back into Nazi hands. So our hero's biggest contribution to winning the day for the good guys in this movie was accomplished off-screen. That'd be like if at the end of the original Star Wars they were like, okay, the Empire is a master weapon of incredible power. We must send a strike force of X-Wings to take down this space station or all is lost. Oh, hey guys. Oh, hey Luke, come join us. We're discussing how to blow up the Death Star. Oh, no worries, I did that already. What? Oh yeah, flew an X-Wing down the trench, sent a proto-torpedo down the exhaust port. Boom, sorted. You guys got Jewel Juice in here? I'm parched. It'd be a tad anticlimactic, wouldn't it? So, however possible, the Ark is in America, as Indy and Brody aren't too happy with how government officials are handling the situation.
The Ark is a source of unspeakable power, and it has to be researched.
And it will be, I assure you, Dr. Brody. Dr. Jones, we have top men working on it right now. Who? Top men.
We gave the Ark to Valve. As soon as they're done developing Half-Life 3, they'll be right on it. So, yeah, that is pretty much the end of the film. The Ark is boxed up and stored away along with other artifacts that time forgot. Like that box contains copies of that Sinbad movie where he was a genie. That one there has the remnants of Hayden Christensen's career. Apparently very easy to count to the warehouse, that one. Oh, and Indy and Marion also go and set up a 9-month timer for a Shia LaBeouf. That was nice of them. Cut to credits. And that was Raiders of the Lost Ark. Wanna have fun when watching a movie? Look no further.
Now, upon re-watching Raiders, the first thing I initially noticed was just how influential it is. It's such an iconic film, and it is downright impossible to not draw comparisons with today's action flicks. All the set pieces, the characters, and the impeccable action scenes are all immense fun to watch, which makes it difficult for me to come up with anything this film gets wrong.
I mean, I guess I do have some nitpicks.
Like how several white actors have been cast to portray non-Caucasian roles. I mean, I know this film came out in 1981, but I think even by then Hollywood would have been past this. Also, there is the little point I brought up earlier about how Indy doesn't really affect the overall story very much, but the movie's so good anyway that I couldn't care less.
And the film's characters are all super memorable.
Whether it be how delightfully slimy General Tort is, to how feisty and kick-ass Marion is, to how loyal and lovable Salah is.
So many good characters.
And the man himself, I don't need to say anything. Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones is a badass, but not a one-dimensional one. He has his fears, he has his weaknesses, but that just makes him all the more relatable.
Which for a whip-wielding, Nazi-hunting archaeologist from the 1930s is a pretty commendable feat.
But another massive praise I've got to give this film is just how well it's held up, both in terms of plot and its visual effects. I mean, yeah, some of the blue screen doesn't really hold up, but many of the animated effects are just fantastic for 1981. It was also enlightening for me to discover how cheap films were back in the early 80s. Nothing about this film screams low budget, but it was all done for $20 million.
Take into account that when it came to budgeting Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, $20 million was what it took just to hire Harrison Ford.
And by the time The Force Awakens came out, the dude was taking the piss. $25 million plus 0.5% of the international gross. That's about $35 million he made right there. But rewind 34 years and what did he make for Raiders? $400k. So yeah, in order to match the episode 7 salary, he would have to make Raiders of the Lost Ark 87 times.
In that sense, this film is a relic.
It's a time when a big blockbuster film as grandiose and action-packed as this could be made for about $50 million, taking into account inflation. Now you're looking at about 3 times that.
So yeah guys, I can't sing this film's praises enough.
If you haven't watched it, go watch it. If you've already watched it, go watch it again. If you watched it so many times that you're absolutely sick of it, pray to God to wipe your memory of the film so you can watch it again with fresh eyes. Yep, the film is that good.
I've been the unusual suspect, and just a heads up, for the next indie movie review, you might want to bring earplugs. I'm out. Roll credits.
Let her go.
No, I can't. Anyway, how is your sex life?